There are a lot of myths and realities around the metaverse these days, and you have an incredible keynote about this and helping us dispel those and understand them. What are some of those that you could share with us right now?
Yeah, so the biggest reality is that the metaverse is here, right? And the biggest myth is the metaverse is, a flash in the pan, it's not going to happen, it's this silly little thing, right? So the reality is the metaverse exists today. It does not exist in its final form because none of this exists in its final form. People have asked me time and time again, well, when will this be done? And I'm like, when we're dead? I mean, technology evolves every single day. So we're at the early stages, absolutely. I'm not denying that. Things will change and shift and grow in ways that none of us can even imagine. And that's what's so exciting. And so the reality is, this is a space people need to be companies, individuals, educational institutions, everyone needs to be getting into the space and thinking about this space. And the myth is that this space is kind of like it's for kids, it's for gamers, it's for this, it's for that. It's for everyone. Now, some communities are early adopters, absolutely. That's very common across all forms of technology. There are early adopters, and then there's folks who kind of come in later for whatever reason. And the other reality is that this is a different type of creation than other types of technology. So you can't just build things and put them up and think like, okay, I'm done now, right? You need to build community. You need to make sure that people are excited. So a myth is like, if you build it, they will come. And I've seen this so many times on so many occasions. A brand will get excited about the metaverse. They'll build a world. They'll like do a big splashy release. They'll get an article in Adweek. Oh, so exciting. 2 weeks later, I go back into the world and it's empty. There's like digital tumbleweeds floating through it. And sure, that happens on the internet too. There's a million social media profiles that haven't been updated in years or websites. So that's not unique to the metaverse. But you really need to think of this as community building. This is the type of thing that you need to resource correctly. Because if you do build a community, like Nike has done, it's very powerful. It can be transformative, right? But if you just think, oh, I'll put up a metaverse world and people will show up just because, that's silly, especially given how new this technology is. People have to have a reason to come into the metaverse. You don't just go into the metaverse and wander around. You don't just go on the internet and wander around. You need a reason to do something. You need recommendation engines. You need community. You need exciting things. And I feel like brands, for the most part, have not quite grasped that yet. And again, this was the same with the internet. It was the same with social media. This is not a new issue per se. But I think the real reality of this is if you invest in this correctly, if you really build something that people want to use and people are excited to use and build community in, that's incredibly powerful. And right now, because it's so early, that will set your brand apart exponentially.